Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's D-Man the Great here, and I'm coming in here to talk about. I'm coming in here to pretty much talk about elder statesmen in the NBA and why are the old heads hating so bad? Because I'm in the state of, I'm a young guy. I'm in my mid-20s right now, right? And I've never experienced any sort of hate to the extent that these young guys in the NBA right now are getting at least in the workplace, because I feel like a lot of basketball players right now, when you see even the older guys in the NBA are getting a lot of hate, and there are a couple specific instances here that I want to discuss. And I'm going to say first, because this has been a very hot topic all week, is Charles Barkley is crapping on JJ Redick on a comment that wasn't even directed openly towards him. He just took it as an insult and decided that he was going to run off on a tangent and try to prove a point on that guy, because a top 10 team in the NBA in the standings right now is apparently a bunch of bums, or is not a good team. A top 10 team in the league, a top 8 team in the league when the comments were made. And oh, this team stinks, but they're only 9 better teams than them in the entire league by record. And so it's like it's hard for me to understand that or wrap that around my brain here. And then the thing about the whole GOAT debate, the LeBron, Michael Jordan, that shouldn't really matter anymore. The entire basketball community we've gone past that. Those narratives, we've gone past those narratives. We've literally evolved as people past this narratives. We don't need to talk about who's the greatest before. You're gonna think what you're gonna think. And really, when you want to say Michael Jordan is the GOAT, or if you want to say LeBron James is the GOAT, you're not wrong for stating either. And that's one point I have to sit up here and make. You're not wrong, because it's subjective. This is not there's no definitive anything, because it's like you could go in the comments and then somebody will be like, oh, it's not even close, and then it's like, no, that's not true, because it's still debatable. There wouldn't be a debate anymore if it wasn't close. There would be no reason to debate anymore. But people have been constantly disrespecting greats of the game because of some arbitrary GOAT debate that's been forced and shoved down everyone's throats for so long. And the thing is, the guy that's still playing the game, LeBron James, he's continuously building on the GOAT debate every single day, because he's not supposed to be doing what he's doing right now. He's not supposed to be here doing what he's doing. He just hit a switcheroo dunk, heavily contested, on a 7-footer who is half his age, literally, because Derek Lively is 20 years old. LeBron James just turned 40 a few days ago, bro. Like, he hit a switcheroo dunk with a 7-foot 20-year-old slapping him in the face for the foul. But and then because Charles Barkley has issues with a guy who's better at the sport in almost like quite literally every way. And then I'm pretty sure LeBron's been playing for so long, he has more rebounds for his career than Charles does too. So he has more of everything than you. He's lived life better than you. He's been a role model to a lot of people better than you. And the only besmirch you could possibly put on his name is a conspiracy theory about Puff Daddy. And that's the only besmirch that may or may not even be true that's on his name. because I know that somebody would come out to say that somewhere. But just to make that point proven as outlooking bullshit in personal lives. But I mean, shit. So here we go. So that same reason, Kevin Durant's 36 years old, and he has expectations on him to perform at best in the world level. He's 36 years old. There's only been one other guy that's been that good at that age, and that's LeBron James. Kevin Durant could be considered the greatest scorer to ever play the game of basketball, and he has the most unique skill set of an individual player ever. There is quite literally nobody that can do what he do, how he do it. And I had to say it that way without talking proper to say it. There's no one that can do what Kevin Durant does, how Kevin Durant does it. There's quite literally nobody that's had this ability to shoot over people with the handle, with that size. And the thing is, you could, and then anybody that you bring up has not a third as smooth, cannot move the way he moves. Their footwork, their coordination is not on the level of Kevin Durant. That is some shit we have never seen before, and never probably will see again. And then every 6'10" guy has not been as good as Kevin Durant at all of the things that Kevin Durant does. You could bring up how they thought Imani Bates and all these guys could do that. He can shoot, but he's not the shooter Kevin Durant is. Kevin Durant's jumper is essentially perfect, because he's been damn near 50, 40, 90 his entire career. Jump shot is perfect. They won't shoot a high percentage from him from three in the free throw line. They don't shoot as many middies as him. Their handle is not as crisp, and definitely isn't as under control as Kevin's handle is. And they don't have all the skills and abilities that he does. So Kevin Durant, the anomaly, we're expecting him to continue to be Kevin Durant. And it's like, as you get older, that body doesn't work the same no more. So it's like everything that these men do that adds to their legacy today cannot be refuted. Because they give a lot of criticism to LeBron James specifically as well, going back to LeBron, is LeBron James, they say, oh, so you can't say anything bad about him today, but you can say good stuff about him. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of how this shit works, buddy. The motherfucker is old to the point where there's quite literally nothing that, like, his legacy is set in stone. If he is the greatest player yesterday, he was the greatest player yesterday. It doesn't change anything if he misses a clutch shot this year, because he hit the clutch shots a long time ago. He hit the clutch shots last year. But if he does hit the shot, how can you say he wasn't clutch when he's hit the shots? Now, it does sound like it's contradictory, but it's not contradictory. He's not supposed to be doing what he's doing at his age. Because if he wasn't 40 years old, if he was 31, 32, and it's like, oh, well, LeBron had a bad game. Why is it a random game in December or January a mark on a 20-year legacy? This is a 22-year legacy. So if I do anything great, if I'm Kevin Durant, if I do anything great, if I was to win 2 championships in a row right now, that would validate my entire career more. And if he doesn't win another championship for the rest of his career, with 4 years perhaps, maybe even less on the clock, I have done more than 99% of people that ever played this sport. That doesn't change anything. I still have 2 championships from Golden State. I still was an MVP of this league. I'm still going to be a top 10 all-time scorer. And the healthier Kevin Durant is, the more points he's going to add to that total. And he will be if he plays another 4 years and he continues to average the points he has averaged, about 26, 27 points a game, if he continues to average that, he will pass Michael Jordan in scoring. He will pass Kobe perhaps in scoring, and he'll be scratching on Karl Malone's door. And if you're scratching on Karl Malone's door, Karl Malone was the number 2 leading scorer in the NBA for the last, I'd say probably actually since because he played the same years as Michael Jordan. If you take away those years where Michael Jordan didn't play, that extra 4,000 that Karl Malone had on Michael Jordan looks a little bit smaller. So it's like, it's a situation of, if I'm going to pass who was at the time of retirement the second leading scorer ever. Because that's the thing about Kareem and all them now, is Kareem, they talk about, if Kareem, they say, oh, he's the second, they should never say he was the second leading scorer in NBA history. It should always be, he was the leading scorer in NBA history for 35 plus years. It should always be that. It's not, oh, he's the second leading scorer of all time in the NBA. Because he was number 1 for 35 years. He wasn't going head to head and playing basketball at the same time as LeBron James. So that's the thing. Kevin Durant, with 4 more seasons, he has at 29,000 something right now. He'll have 30,000 at the end of the year, end of this season, if he remains healthy. So he'll probably pass Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan in all-time scoring points. So this is the situation that we're in right now. There is nothing that could happen to Kevin Durant this year that will put a mark on his legacy. Unless they were shown or revealed that they took steroids their entire career. But the thing is, NBA didn't test for steroids till a certain amount of years ago. So that's another thing that we shouldn't probably talk about. But the point being is like, he would have to do something totally out of left field to ever destroy his legacy. And the thing is, though, even then, right, that doesn't invalidate what he did if he was to do anything out of this sport. Because then it's not basketball. He's still one of the greatest players to ever play, even if he did something that was out of the ethics code of the world or the game itself. But that's all I have to say about that. I'm going to let you guys go, and happy to the rest of your day. And once again, I thank you for listening to me if you listen this far. If you didn't, fuck you. And I appreciate I appreciate you all that made it to this point. And I thank you every day that you bless me. Hugs and kisses to all. And I'll catch you guys later.